Japanese drift car, kind of like a Supra, like a Toyota Supra or something, or like a Honda Civic. Because I was a weird fucking high school. I was like, yeah, that's gonna be fucking sweet. So all through high school, I was like, I want a drift car. I had enough money to buy one. I was just checking Craigslist every morning, and I saw it on Craigslist, just like across the river from me. So I drove around to Afton. And the guy who sold it, it only had 27,000 miles when I bought it, which is insane, right? It's so low. Apparently the guy who bought it new in 1985 was a construction worker, and he fell off of a ladder right after he bought the car and broke his back, and could never drive again. So he put the car like a shed for 30 years. And then the guy that I bought it from him. And it's actually funny if you go on the internet and like look at the car. One of the top Google searches for this car is an article in like some Twin Cities newspaper, and the title of the article is something like, "Is this vintage like mint condition Nissan 200Sx worth like $4,900?" And it's a whole article. I could bring it up right now. So I got the car, and it was like the best purchase I ever made. I was very excited to start driving it. I was kind of pissed off because it was an automatic, and one of like my must-haves was that I wanted a manual so I could drift. But right when I saw how like mint condition this was, and I knew I had to buy it because the guy only sold it to me for like $2,800, right? Which is still a lot for an old shitty car. And I was like, you know what? It looks like a drift car. I'll be a poser, and I'll drive it. But I ended up being able to do some pretty sweet drifts. Actually, last winter, when I was delivering pizzas, I just delivered a pizza.
I remember this story.
It was the night I went to Lena's house, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I delivered the pizza, and I was going back down River Ridge Road towards Foster, and that is the best drifting hill in the Falls because it's just this nice, really long curve, very gradual downhill. And it was like black ice that night, and I was like, black ice? That's nice. So, I'm sitting there and I'm driving, and I'm doing the drift. It's like the longest, best drift of my life. I was just, so, I was going, and it was like 10 seconds long, and I was like, I can go all the way down the hill, but I couldn't. And I went into some dude's yard, went over the curb, took out this guy, just whipped my ass end around and took out this guy's mailbox. Just literally, I looked at the damage later, I exploded it into a million pieces. But, humans, there's law, every reaction has a reaction. So the mailbox blew my rear window into a billion pieces. The rear window of the Nissan 200Sx is just fucking gigantic. Like, it's like one of the biggest back glasses ever made for a car. And they're really hard to find, so I blew it in because it's a 30-year-old, like, not very popular car.
Yeah.
What do you love about the Nissan 200Sx?
The goodies!
Digital dash.
That's a goodie.
6-speaker stereo.
That's a good goodie.
5-speed overdrive.
That's a smooth goodie.
Sunroof.
That's a cute goodie.
Turbo power.
That's a major goodie.
Who's got the goodies?
Nissan!
This guy's fucked. It's died on me multiple times because there was a really long-lasting battery issue that took a long time to find out. So in June, I was driving through Hudson with Cheyenne, and nightmare happened where the engine died as I was going down into the busy intersection on one where you're coming by the main road that goes through Hudson. So I died in the middle of the intersection, and everyone's honking the horn, and I'm like, fuck! And like eventually some people ran up to help, and the car's light enough that they're like, all right, just get in and steer, we'll just push you down this hill. And I had like 5 guys hyper blast push the car just out of this busy intersection in Hudson. Like one time I was delivering a pizza, and a guy like came up the drive, like took out of his route to like go up the driveway to some stranger's house because I was just delivering a pizza just to be like, hey, I used to have one of those when I was your age. Hey! And I was like, no. and then I left. But no, it's cool. Like even yesterday when I was delivering pizzas, I was stopping at Quick Trip, right, to get some snackage. And as I was going into the store, this man and a toddler were walking out, and the toddler pointed at my car and said, "Dad, look at the cool, fast blue car." Was how he described it. And I went, no. So old men and toddlers think my car is really cool.
2 years under admission.
Here. It's like I might be able to get
2 years under admission. 2 years.
Yeah, it's a good place. That seat is the most comfy seat for me in the entire world because I've sat in it just me for so long, and it's like formed to my back, and so it's really comfy.
It's like a racing seat then for you.
Well, it's kind of good and kind of sucks because the springs on the seat have been worn so much that it basically has no more padding to it anymore. So it feels like you're sitting in a hard plastic racing seat. But like it looks fast, but it actually doesn't have a lot of power. It has like the smallest engine they ever made for this car. It's like a 2.0 4-cylinder, like inline four, which is pretty cool because you don't see those on rear-wheel drive cars that much. They're usually like in minivans on a transaxle or something. But yeah, so the exhaust is basically non-existent. So the footage in the car is going to be really loud because the exhaust is basically just because it's so rotten. I've boiled so many holes in it over the years. I just always just put a shitty pipe over it to cover it. So if you look underneath the car, the whole exhaust is just a series of shitty pipes. And yeah.
Anything else, Mark?
There's a lot more, but I'm trying to think of like anything big that's worth telling. I have small little stories.
Case in point, that's called blowing a hole in your exhaust pipe, which happens many times, or a lot of the time. Yeah.
You don't have consent to film me. You don't have verbal consent. Take my face out of this video.
Get down on the ground.
Take my face out of this video.
Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground.